Wichita Public Schools will be hosting 4 community feedback sessions to listen to district stakeholders as part of the work with the facility master plan. The feedback sessions will be April 22nd or 23rd throughout Wichita. At those sessions, there will be a large group discussion to review the data, challenges, and the options that are on the table. Feedback from the group session will be summarized and shared with the Board of Education as part of the final facility master plan recommendation.